Simmons Production.
It's good with the people. It's your boy Simmons.
It's your boy Dane.
And it's Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast.
Bang, 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 bang.
I know it's been a minute. I know y'all probably was like, where the fuck these motherfuckers at?
Yeah.
They ain't hitting us with the juice. You ain't been getting some of Simmons bullshit. You ain't been getting the wisdom of Dane. So it's like, but we still been out here. We actually did shoot an episode prior to this.
Yeah.
We was trying to do the Zoom thing. Didn't work out. Like me being the whole media guy, I need to go do my homework on how to connect the dots.
So basically, we've been trying. We've been trying to get some content out to you guys, but with the whole Corona thing, this, that, and the third,
it fucked up everything. And, this is actually the first time after the whole Corona shit for 3 months that we actually see each other in person.
Yeah.
So some things transpired since then. Man. I know you've been going hard on the school shit still.
I think that's the only thing that's giving me a sense of normalcy.
Yeah.
is the school thing, because everything is, it's not the same, because even at work we got a studentless body. There's no kids at the school. There's no faculty at the school. It's almost like The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For a while we didn't even have the the guys from grounds there, and like it literally, like the weeds and stuff that was growing looked like an abandoned zone. So other than that, like I said, school was the only thing that was really keeping it going. I was online shopping like crazy.
Man, that's been everybody doing.
Online shopping like crazy, Postmate and stuff. DoorDash.
Them niggas, I do not Postmate or DoorDash at all.
Well, what's wrong?
I'm cheap. I'm just cheap. I'm not trying to pay that extra fee. I'm cool. I can go run and get that shit myself.
I did that with Wingstop. Like I'd rather get my Wingstop, because when you do like the Postmate or whatever, sometimes they'll do the Wingstop that's down the street that's trash, and it's another one that's on the other side of town that I mess with because they always on point.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I just can't do it. And latest news, I don't know if y'all been following my IG or whatever, but like me, it's always like every year annually, I'm almost dying.
I forgot that happened. That happened during the Corona.
Yeah,
during the Corona. Okay. Yeah.
So back in May, basically, long story short, I found out that I'm pre-diabetic. Almost so. I didn't know I was diabetic. I was fucked up out here for a while. I was like, for some weeks, I was like, what the fuck? Because I kept on pissing a lot.
Yeah.
Every 20 minutes, like literally, I could not hold my bladder. I had to go to the restroom. Waking up in the middle of the night to go to the restroom. I was losing hella weight. I was at 238. I'm at 221 right now. And I was just weak. I was getting super weak. And I was talking to my homeboy about it, and he was like, "It sounds like you diabetic." He's diabetic, so he knew the symptoms. And then, so I was telling Dame about it as well, and he was like, because his mom was in the medical field, she was giving me the rundown on what to do. I got the blood work done, and come to find out I was diabetic. So, me being cheap as fuck, I'm just a cheap ass nigga. I'm just a cheap ass nigga. I was about to damn near die because I wanted to be cheap. So, I haven't. Since my last job, I haven't had medical insurance because I'm like, that shit's expensive as fuck when you gotta pay out of pocket. So, and during that time, I had applied for Medi-Cal, so I was trying to wait for that to kick in. And I was like, I'm gonna wait, but as I'm waiting, the shit getting worse. I'm getting weak. By the time when I finally went up in there, my blood sugar was over 600, and some people go into a diabetic coma at that stage. And I was like super weak. I was fucked up. But ever since then, went through all that, I've been good. I gotta take insulin, but literally my sugar level's been so good I don't even fuck with it like that. Like unless it's really spiking them high, and that's not really happening. So I'm like, I'm not trying to be one of Because the thing is with medication, like they don't cure it. They try to treat you. They want you to stay paying for the medication because that's how big pharma works. I'm like, nah, I'm about to change my diet up, do what I got to do, get back in the gym, start working out, and then boom.
But I believe that's what my mom even told you. She was like, realistically, once you find your groove on what you can eat, that whatever, she was like, especially because you're pre-diabetic, all you got to do is get in shape, and then you'll be A1. Yeah. But the moral to this story for everybody out there, don't be like this guy. take care of yourself. But it's hard. It's easy to get out of your groove, right? Life comes at you and stuff, and and like I said, he's always been in the gym. He's always been doing weirdo workouts where you lifting whole racks and stuff and all of that. And it was even like when I posted that picture of us at your birthday, either almost 3 years ago. We were in great shape. Man. Both of us was in great shape. It's
not the same
right now. And it just shows that
how fast shit can change.
How fast things can change, because even though I haven't gained like a whole lot of weight, my muscle tone and everything is not how it used to be. But life comes at you and all of that stuff. But it's good to always get tested, get checked out, make sure everything 100%. Is good, and understand that there's programs, because that program that the company that my mom sent you to, I didn't even know existed.
I didn't either.
That's where
it was affordable. It's not super expensive to get your blood work. It would cost $28, I believe.
But that's where she sends, because my mom works at a clinic. Well, she did before the corona hit and all that. Right there by Kaiser, and a lot of her patients are underprivileged, this, that, and the third. So there's a whole freaking world of these clinics that nobody knows about, that's affordable for you to go get blood work, to go get the different tests done and all that, so that a person that may not have insurance can actually be treated, and you don't just drop dead because you can't afford insurance. So people got to look into these little clinics if you need blood work, if you need some type of testing, because they're throughout almost everybody's city. There's one by your home everywhere.
I went to Quest Labs. That's where I went, so I'm pretty sure they all around. Like, if you want to get your blood work, it's not expensive. The other thing is, be mindful of what your family medical conditions are. Because my mom is diabetic and her mom's diabetic. I didn't know her mom was diabetic, and she's been gone since as long as I can remember. But that's pretty much how I got it. Hereditary. People was asking me like, "You not that?" Cause I always assume when people's diabetic, they was overweight. Now, granted, like
if you carry weight, because me and you, we carry our weight the same. It's in our stomach. And my mom said a lot of the times that weight that's held in your stomach, that's a sign that you're gonna be diabetic if you carry a lot of weight in your lower abdomen. So So it's like you don't have to be overweight to be diabetic. I found that out. I've been learning a lot of stuff during this process, and like I pretty much shifted my diet to a keto diet for the most part. That way I'm not depriving myself of good tasting food. I'm just not messing with carbs too much. Late this week I actually went like on a vegetarian diet. Because I'm like, that little buffalo burger you had looked like it was fire though.
It was you gotta fuck with that mustard tacos.
Mustard tacos.
Mustard tacos. It's a taco, but it's beyond meat. Yo, John Sally opened a vegan food spot in San Bernardino over there off Hospitality. This shit is fire. I had this little cookie pie thing they had over. You know how the oatmeal cookie pies are? It was like a brownie type of joint though. Fire, vegan cookie. I'm like, bruh.
See, I'm gonna tell. There's a misconception that people have about vegan food. So half of my family, if anybody knows anything about religion, half of my family is Seventh-day Adventists. Half of my family, they go to church on Sundays, right? My Seventh-day Adventist side of the family, they are vegetarian. They don't eat meat and all of that stuff. So there's been times where I've gone to the house and they've had dishes that I'm like, what is this? Right? So my cousin was graduating from Georgetown and we went to DC. So after her graduation, we did like the day before her graduation. It was either the day before or the day after her graduation. We did a family dinner in Maryland, right? So we took a little trip from DC to Maryland, and the guy's house that we went to, he's like, I don't know if he was a chef or he was just somebody who loved to cook. Yeah. The way he cooked this vegan food, it tastes like chicken, it tastes like beef, it tastes like everything that you're used to eating. So
you wouldn't even know.
If vegetarian food is done right, you're not missing anything.
No.
The problem is, the stuff we have, it be half tasting crazy. But if you go to a place that knows what they're doing, you won't miss anything.
Like Beyond Meat burgers, they're legit.
Yeah.
They're legit. I don't know what this is. And I forgot to turn on the light, but we're going to still rock out because I don't want to change.
Change the light?
Yeah. So, peep the shirts out. I don't know if y'all been paying attention.
You can do the lighting, man. They don't know what's going on. I want to make sure it's not a shadow on my face. You know what I'm saying? Bit better. Y'all peep the shirts.
So, peep the shirts out. This is a brand that I created. Independence Pending. As you all know, as far as like to do with Black history, let's say American history.
History.
Stop separating.
Black history is American.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Independence Day didn't necessarily mean independence for Black folks. Yeah. There was still some of us enslaved during that time. We still didn't have our rights, and we were still being, mistreated out here in America. So I'm not exactly sure how it dawned on me, but one day I was like, because I had bought this heat press machine, and I was like, shit, all right, I had a whole idea of a brand that I was about to start pushing, but before I even got to really working on that, somehow I came up with this. I'm like, Independence Still Pending, and I was like, I was messing around with it, ended up at Independence Pending, and long story short, it's just about we're still fighting for our rights out here to be considered equal and get the equal rights, and we're fighting against inequality. That's for all minorities across the board, Black, brown, Middle Eastern descent. We're all trying to get, we all about trying to get equal rights around here. So when we say Black Lives Matter and things of that nature, Independence Pending is not just for one group of people. Of course, we want to speak up for our group of people because we've been the most marginalized out here. But at the same time, we speak up for everybody, even when it comes to classism. Everybody deserves a fair shot out here. Yeah. So Independence Pending, just contact me on my social media. The website's coming soon. I'm working on that, getting that up there. Because I just been doing everything in hand to mouth.
And if you're not following him, contact me. I'll send you directly to the man.
Yeah, hit him up or hit me up. I didn't know it was going to start booming. Because honestly, I thought this was going to be a one-hit thing and then move on to the main course.
Yeah, no, it's fly, man. And when I got mine today, the material is nice. It's a nice t-shirt. It feel good on you. It ain't scratchy. So man, support the brother.
Yeah, support Black business. I got more stuff coming on the way. So the fashion game, be on the lookout.
I've been supporting all of during this whole time. I've been supporting nothing but Black businesses. A whole bunch of Black businesses. I got my homeboy who got the Griminate stand. I'm going next time we get together. I'm gonna get you a bottle. The only reason why I drank what I had was because I was thinking, because of everything he was going through, that I wasn't gonna be that guy. You know what I'm saying? To bring it to him. But I'm gonna bring some stuff to you. I like his cognacs better than I like his
so he got a whole different types of blends.
Yeah, he got a different type of blend. He got cognac blends, tequila blends, rum blends, spice blends, Japanese rum type stuff. He got a whole catalog. So I'm gonna get a bottle of that. He also he has a podcast as well. He wants to link with us to do a joint episode where we join our stuff. So I told him we were with that. So that was one of my partners that got that. My other partner, James, he got the So Rich clothing line that's booming right now. He got some fire ideas, so I've been supporting that. The other guy is by Kai in New Jersey. I've been buying t-shirts, graphic t-shirts from him and stuff. So it's a lot of black businesses out there that is doing stuff. And understand, I paid my $25 for this shirt. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not one of those people that's gonna get out there and be like, cause it's the homie hookup just because this is my partner. Whatever he come out with next, I'm gonna spend money with that.
The mask is coming. The crew necks, the hoodies, like everything.
All of that. And, I need a hat. That's what I need.
The hats is coming. The hats is coming too.
But so support black business. And when we say support black business, we're not talking about to shit on white businesses or anything like that. We're not talking about that. What the essence of supporting black business is goes back to Malcolm X when he was talking about spending money in your community. The way that you have, like the Asian community, they spend money with themselves. Like they have like Chinatowns and all that stuff. That money goes back to their community. 100%. When we say spend black money, it's because when we're saying spend with black, it's because we're trying to get to a point where we put money back into our community. So the things that are important to us, we put attention to. And once money starts to accumulate within our community, then we can have seats at the table. And we can talk about things that plague our community because we'll be taken serious. So when we say support black business, we're not shitting on other businesses. We're just taking on the idea of other communities that have been putting money behind themselves for years.
And to add to that, it's like shopping at a black business, like really, like this really shows like the white privilege of things. Like when you have to emphasize on shopping at a black business, that should tell you everything that you need to know about how things are set up, how the playing board is set up. Like we shouldn't have to emphasize that. Like a lot of times we shop out of convenience, like Walmart is around the corner or whatever the case may be. Understandable. But it's just like you should be able just to go shopping, like same way how like we say Black history is American history. You shouldn't have to differentiate it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like across the board, it's like we gotta just make it normal. Shopping is just shopping. Like when you go out, like this is a black business. Like it shouldn't even matter what the color is. Like at the end, we all one race, the human race. So we all bleed red. Like at the end of the day, we all put on our shoes one foot at a time. So it's like let's be honest about what it is. Stop the bullshit, the racism, and all that stuff, and let's just be aware of what's going on in the world. If you want to really stand by as far as people that are
doing
from different races, as far as white folks, because that support. That support like their black the black homies or whatever. Like, make sure you speaking out and like you support and stand by them. You know what I'm saying? Because we need those voices too. Like we're not trying to shut down nobody, whatever. As far as if you from a different race or nothing like that. It's all love.
And like I said, it's a beautiful thing because like I always give props to my roots and where I come from. I'm from Los Angeles and migrated to the IE, love the IE. But it was a brother that my uncle works for the LA Sentinel and he had showed this guy barbecuing that had supplies, kind of catered to one of their events. And I was just trying to figure out, I was like, was it good? And my uncle was like, I didn't really try it. And the guy hit me and was like, man, why don't you come try it? Right? And the crazy thing about it was, I'm from Crenshaw 30th. He's on Crenshaw 29th. It was literally walking distance from my grandmother's house. You know what I mean? So for the 4th of July, I didn't celebrate the 4th of July. But I did go and support black business on the 4th of July. Me and my girl went over there, picked up a meat tray. It was great. You know what I mean? So like I said, if we chop up some clips for this week and we get this out of there, I'll tag all of the companies that I did business with while we've been in the quarantine so that you guys can go out there and check it out. I went to Mr. Fry's. That was fire. I need to take you to Mr. Fry's.
That's out there?
Yeah, in Gardena. I need to take you to Mr. Fry's, man. I had the snow crab. I know you don't do the seafood, but the thing is, my girl had the chicken and fries, but it was the honey garlic sauce. Fire. So we go, Mr. Fry's was cracking, the barbecue was cracking, the clothing lines is cracking, all of that's cracking, man. So support black business. So we're gonna somehow, some way be able to link all the people that I did business with, so that you guys can go and check them out because they're all quality. All of the stuff look good. Like I look good. You see the black on the white. You see the white shirt. It's stylish. It looks good.
Whichever one you want. I got more colors coming on the way. And be on the lookout for the Don't Shoot the Messenger merch. That's coming too.
That's it right there.
That's coming too.
Let's dive in to something that I wanted to talk about, right? I wanted to make sure that when we came back strong. Mm-hmm. And I want to talk about accountability.
Hold on. You want to go dive in now, or you want to get on some bullshit real fast? Then,
because you know he like the bullshit. So listen, we go dive in.
Should we be irresponsible or be responsible?
Listen, because I'll put it to you like this. Because this is a good thing. Because with the corona, all the protests and everything that's going on, it's been serious. It's been serious. Yeah. So I'm gonna let him enjoy himself and entertain y'all. And let's talk about a topic that is kind of wild.
Okay, man, like part of me want to talk about it, but part of me don't, because I'm like, I don't want to, because I'm like, that was so many of the ladies' relationship goals out there.
Yeah.
They want a relationship like Will and Jada, but man, shit crazy. All I'm gonna say is just go follow my fucking IG and shit, my Facebook and IG, because I'm like, part of me want to, but I'm like, nah, I don't even want to use the platform like that.
Okay. Well, then we're gonna dive in, and I'm shocked. I'm shocked right now.
The Jameson ain't hit hard enough, so I'm like, maybe later on I'll probably go on my own rant and say some shit.
So I feel like 2020, this is the year of, things being exposed, change, accountability, right? Yeah. We all know that the George Floyd thing sparked this whole entire movement that has snowballed into a million different situations, a million different stories, a million different situations that went unnoticed that are now being brought to the light. Racism is back to the forefront of this country. The country is divided between people who want to stay with the status quo and people who are ready for change. Us particularly, 100% independence pending, we want change. And I feel like when we talk about change, we have to talk about both sides of the spectrum. And so we're going to talk about policing, and we're going to talk about the issue that we have with policing. And one of the issues that I have with policing is that I believe that policing has gone unchecked for so many generations that now certain police officers feel that because they are being held to a standard that they are being attacked.
That's that privilege.
You understand what I'm saying? And it's disappointing because there's people that we went to high school with, that I played football with, that I was in association with, who have become police officers. Two of them I have the utmost respect for.
They're good dudes.
They're good dudes.
100%.
One of them, his character to me now is in question, right? And I still feel like he's a brother just because we went through the trenches, Hell Week, all of that stuff. It's a different type of bond in football when you've done things with people on the same accord. But I was highly disappointed in him because I had, and this speaks to I'm not going to say the mindset of all police officers, but it speaks to my experience with certain police officers. So I made a correlation between, I'll tell the story. So my girl, a guy who lives across the street from my girl is a proud racist, proud white supremacist. He has a Confederate flag hanging in his garage, and he has a thin blue line flag.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Hanging in his garage. You saw him? Okay, you saw the post, right? And it hurts me because of the history that I have with the individual.
No, he's a good person. When you take away all the other stuff.
When you take away all the other stuff, I'm not saying that he's bad, but what I'm saying is it speaks to whatever happens to some people when they get into policing. And the correlation that I made was that I saw this white supremacist with a Confederate flag hanging with the thin blue line flag. And then I seen an anti-protest with skinheads marching with the thin blue line flag. And so I asked the question, why would skinheads, white supremacists, have a connection between a Confederate flag and the thin blue line flag? And so I came to the conclusion that it's because the perception of police. This is not even an attack. Like, it's not even an attack on police. It's an attack on the perception that is given off by police to both black and white communities, to the point where white supremacists feel that they can support the thin blue line flag because it shows oppression to black people. That's what my understanding is, because the two should not even go together. Because one is to protect, it means to protect and to serve. The other one is the Confederate flag that represents the rising of the South again, the fighting to keep black people as slaves. So I asked the question, and you know, I was disappointed when the brother responded to me, because I originally called it the Blue Lives Matter flag. And
that's what everybody knows.
He was like, "Oh, that's not even what it is," without even giving context to what it actually means, right? So I looked it up, and it's the thin blue blue line flag, which is actually in support of first responders. So police, firemen, ambulance, all of that stuff. But what I told him in response was, okay, I understand that, but that flag is still pro-police.
Yeah.
Right?
People took that and made it their own thing.
You know? So it's still pro-police. So I told him, I said, why do you think that a white supremacist would carry that flag with a Confederate flag, or hang it with a Confederate flag? What do you think the correlation of it is? He responded to me with, and this is what broke my heart. He responded to me with, I have the flag. I drive a truck. Racist people drive trucks. Are all trucks racist?
I didn't even see that part.
I responded with, that's not even what I asked you. What I asked you is, why do you believe there is a correlation between white supremacy and the thin blue lives, or the thin blue line flag? He came back and said, I don't know, maybe they just support police. As a black man who knows their history, there is no support from skinheads and Confederate flags for you. So for those two things to be going together means the misconception of policing in America is supporting white supremacy, is supporting the oppression. They agree with the oppression of black and brown people. So what I'm saying is that thought process was, he knew that he didn't have the right answer for it. And right now, this is not a, you know, excuse me for my language, but this isn't a dick measuring contest. This is not who did what worse to who. This right now is a time for having a candid conversation on fixing the issues that we have. 100%. Accountability. All he had to say was, I know what that flag stands for us as first responders. We don't condone white supremacy, hijacking the flag and correlating it with a Confederate flag. Simple. But for him to deflect in a childish manner shows me and gives me fear for people that he interacts with while on duty. Because if somebody got a smart mouth and they start getting points off on him, and he feels that, you know, the conversation is going left, what is he going to resort to, since his interaction with me became challenged?
When I seen that conversation take place, I started to chime in. And I was like, let me see how this play out. And because he had said something, like he said his response as far as like, that's not even what the blue flag, like blah blah blah. And I looked it up. I'm like, okay, but still, like,
it still represents
people use that flag to represent police officers.
Yes.
So if we do our histories, use your Googles as far as the origin of police officers. It's to police the slaves, to watch over the black folks, basically. So if you date back to the police history, starting from way back then, police and slaves, the slave patrol, you know, like trying to keep us in check or whatever, and you can't see the correlation between why a racist will use the Confederate flag and the police, like it's not too hard to put two and two together. Now sometimes some people just, for whatever reason, they're not on that frequency to understand that. So it's like, it's up to us to put them on that level, so that they can understand this certain thing. Because it's like, a lot of things that's normal today, they stem from like the super rich people in America. Yeah. They made their biggest like part of their wealth during the slave industry.
Yeah.
So
that and prohibition.
You know what I'm saying? So I was watching. I sent you the video. Mm-hmm. I forget the actor dude name. He was a black dude. He was talking about how the fight Haitians had to go through. Haiti had to go through to get their freedom and all that stuff from France or whatever. So long story short, the people that was really holding like putting pressure on Haiti are the owners of Citibank today. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like when you really make the correlation to stuff that's everyday normal stuff, and you look at the powers to be, as far as like the Rothschilds and the shit like that, they made a bulk of their fucking success out of slavery, slave trading.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like a lot of these stores that you see today, these banks, JP Morgan and all that stuff, like they got their success. They started somewhere.
Yeah.
Like don't be so stupid to think that they just popped up and like just exist. Like you don't just exist.
They've been around forever.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like when you start to do the history and do the science on all this shit, it stems from something as far as when it comes to dollars and being a billionaire and super rich, like a trillionaire type shit.
Yeah.
There's only a few people like the Jeff Bezos. Like
you
can understand.
From the ground up.
Yeah, you can understand why his business is so successful. Like you could just look at it like, okay, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Especially during the pandemic.
Yeah.
But as far as the ones that was super successful prior to the pandemic, when you start to do the homework on how they got there, you be like, okay, I see. Like, so it's just like when you make those correlations to the police officers and the skin hands and the races and stuff, it's just like
it makes sense.
It's like,
but it was a loaded question. It really was a loaded question that I was asking. And his deflective, childish response showed me that I struck a chord of truth. When I was like, why does this stand out the way that it does, and why these two things connect? We know why those two things connect. We know why skinheads see that flag the way that they see it and connecting it with, the Confederate flag. We know that. The issue at hand is accountability.
Yeah, 100%.
What's going on right now, I believe, when I perceive police, I'm not a person that hates police officers. I could walk down the street and see a cop, dap them up, say what's up, stay safe, keep it pushing. 100%. I have no hatred in my heart for them. But I still believe that everyone should be held accountable for what's going on. The history of police has never been good with the black community, the black and brown community, minorities. It has never been. Just like he said, the origins of police is the slave patrol. They went out and catch runaway slaves. So that already starts the poor relationship between black people and a badge, right? Then you go into segregation. They were used as a tool to enforce segregation. Drink at the black water fountain. Don't go to this one. We don't serve black. Boy, why are you in here? They have always been used as a tool to be used as oppression for us. Even if the officer is not racist and he's doing his job, he has been used as a tool to use as a oppressive tool, right? So you go on to generations and generations and generations. I come from Los Angeles. I was 5 or 6 years old when the Rodney King riots cracked off. So I'm familiar with the riot culture. I'm familiar with things cracking off. I remember my grandmother telling us to come into the house, so you smelling smoke because they burning down neighborhoods, and she sits us in front of the TV. We lived on Crenshaw and 30th on Wellington Road, and the street ahead of the main street ahead from our house is Crenshaw. The shopping center on Crenshaw is on fire. We go there all the time. It's on fire. I've seen these things. So the tension between the police go back to when I was a child. So when people try to act as if we are ganging up on the police, that we are making up all of these things, that we are saying all of these crazy things about police, you have to understand the relationship being poor with the police, have been poor with the police in the community before I was born. Before a lot of these police officers were even born. The relationship with the police and the community has not been good.
Because you got to really look at the situation, because I remember we both shared this meme. If there's one bad cop, if there's one, what was it? If there's one good cop, if there's one good cop and there's 1,000 bad cops,
10 good cops,
10 good cops,
and 1,000 bad,
and 1,000 bad cops, and the 1,000 bad cops do something, and the 10 good cops don't say nothing about it or question them. You got 1,010 bad cops. It's all about holding each other accountable.
It's the other way. If it's 1,000 good cops, and 10, if this is 1,000 good cops and 10 bad ones, and the 1,000 don't call out the 10, you have 1,010 bad cops.
Same difference, but like it's all about holding your co-worker accountable for their actions, because a lot of times people don't want to speak because they feel like they're going to go against the status quo of their department. It's like if I say something, then I'm going against them, and then it's going to be hard for me at work. They're going to put me in the bad, neighborhood, whatever the case may be.
They have a toxic culture. Listen, policing is very similar to gang banging, right? Their foundation of why you're a police is to keep order within the community. But over time, corruption has come in, and some officers have been corrupt. Some officers get in with listen. Before you come to the badge, you are who you are as a person. The badge does not make you a superhero. You as an individual makes you a superhero. So if you come to the badge with high morals and a high standard and a true heart for service for the community, you're going to be an excellent cop. If you come to the badge and you're a shitty ass person, you're going to be a shitty ass cop. 100%. So let's understand that these cops that are bad were bad before they got there, or there was something inside of them that made them a follower and not their own man. So they end up going along with things that seems unproductive to the relationship between the police and the community. So the thing you have to understand is, when we say we want accountability, we're not saying, like me, when they say defund the police, I feel like, punish them, defund them. I don't want you to dismantle the police system. No. I feel like that's too extreme. That's too extreme, and not doing anything is also too extreme. We need to be in the middle where people get held accountable for their actions. So it's not. This is not an anti-police rant. This is not a f them, I hate them, this and the third rant. This is not that. What this is I want you as a man, as a woman, to be able to look yourself in the mirror and say, did I do the right thing while policing? Because a lot of the police that I follow is a woe is me type of thing right now. Oh, they're doing this, and now we can't do that, and now we can't do this, and now we can't do that, and people are making a big deal about this. But what about black on black crime? What about this? What about that? It's a lot of deflecting instead of taking accountability
on your actions, because it falls in line with white privilege, because it's just like prior to the whole situation when you start getting called for the bullshit, it's just like you was getting away with all this stuff, and it's like now when somebody it's like nah, like we gotta hold you to the fire like everybody else. Like if a civilian was to run into somebody else and shoot it up or whatever, and be like, oh, wrong house, like no, they're going to jail.
They're going to jail.
You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter if a cop did it and killed Breonna Taylor. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, let's be fair across the board. Like regardless of what it is, we're not asking for too much. Like defund the police, whatever the case may be. I'm like, even with that, it's just like, it's not even so much that we're screaming defund just for the fuck of it. It's just that we want some type of accountability,
some type of punishment. You
know what I'm saying? Like you don't even have to even fall into defund. It's just like make sure they're held accountable and they get the penalty that they deserve. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, don't give us the bullshit. And it's like people. It's just like we always get fed some bullshit. It's like dude that was found hanging, they're gonna say like they think it was a suicide. It's like, bro, don't piss on me and say it's raining. Like, I'll slap the shit out you for just like lying straight in my face. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like when you keep on giving us bullshit, and it's like I hate that it happened the way it did with like the Breonna Taylors and the George Floyd and Marbury. Like, I hate that it happened the way it did, but it's just like when we used to tell people as black folks like certain things was happening, it was like, I'm not sure. But now they see it firsthand, like how he put his knee, like he put his hand in his pocket and it was just started applying pressure. It's like, I can't even deny that. Like, they really out here fucking him up.
I feel bad that, you know, we come to a point where this man had to be murdered in such a blatant fashion to get people's attention. His hands was in his pockets. People were telling him to stop. He had this smug look on his face of, I can do what I want. And he really believed that he could do that and get away with it.
Oh, God.
And that's why you see the world has turned upside down. Because now people are like, he did that. He murdered that man in a comfortable position.
Mm-hmm.
As if nothing was going to happen to him. So I think that's why, you know, the world is upside down right now. But I want to take my hat off to all of the white people, all 100%. Of the Middle Eastern people, all the Mexican people, all the other people who are not black, who have come out here and put their lives on the line, because a lot of them have lost their lives too.
100%.
So I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for showing us something different.
100%.
We've lived our whole entire lives and we've always thought we was in this fight by ourselves. It's very comforting to see that you guys are supporting us and you guys are with us.
Because it comes down to this, like, for whatever reason, people just can't comprehend. I don't understand why.
Yeah.
When somebody say Black Lives Matter, it's like, but what about? It's like, bro, like,
it's a deflection.
Like, stop doing, like, you know what the fuck it means. It means Black Lives Matter too.
Yeah.
So it's like, for the people that are from other ethnicities, and they understand that it's not like, yeah, we're talking about Black Lives Matter too.
Yeah.
But we're not saying Black Lives Matter more than anybody else.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Let's just give us the same respect, and it's like, this is about equality across the board. Like, when we see something happen, like with the what's the Hispanic chick name that just recently passed in the military? Vanessa Gillian, something like that.
We'll be at her protest in Los Angeles.
We won't be there. Yeah. But forgive me if we pronounce that wrong.
Yeah.
But like, when we see stuff like that, like, we black folks, we are such loving people, period. Yeah. Like, we will march and stand with anything that's just wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
we know what it feel like.
We know what it feel like. Don't get me wrong, there's some people out there that's ignorant. Yeah. Like, you always gonna have those bad apples.
Yeah.
But for the most part, like, we with the shits with whatever is wrong. Yeah. Like, regardless of race, gender, whatever the fuck. Yeah. Like, if it's bullshit, like, nah, get that the fuck out of here.
So speaking on that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I said that we're about accountability.
Mm-hmm.
And if I was to say we're about accountability and not touch on topics that are pertain to being accountable as the black community,
mm-hmm.
we would be hypocrites. We would be one-sided.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to speak on the black people.
Mm-hmm.
We are living in a civil rights moment.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to go down in history. This is going to be something that we talk to our kids and our grandkids about.
Mm-hmm.
How certain changes came about from
mm-hmm.
this, because change is going to come.
Mm-hmm.
The problem that I'm having is you have some ignorant black folk who don't understand the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And they're still killing each other.
Mm-hmm.
They're still killing children.
Mm-hmm.
They're shooting innocent bystanders.
Mm-hmm.
They are doing everything that's opposite of what the movement is right now.
Mm-hmm.
We need to hold you accountable. This wave of attack on Elote man.
Oh yeah,
it's ridiculous.
The fuck out of here.
It is ridiculous. If you are such a bum that you can't go work a job, that you can't go do something to better yourself, that you have to go out and harm, rest in peace to the one that they killed. That in Texas, I believe. You have to understand that these people are working people just like everybody else is working people. 100%. They go out and they do a job so that they can feed themselves.
100%.
They can feed their families, that they can put their children to school, that they can give their children a better life. And you're going out and you're victimizing them for fun, for sport.
Yeah, y'all. He's putting it in a more elegant way.
Yeah.
Y'all know me, I'm ignorant. Y'all some pussies. Like, I'm gonna keep it 100. Cause I seen the video of these two dudes running up. It happened in Long Beach.
Yeah.
They ran up on this dude selling their elotes or whatever, and they socked him out. Dude put out a gun. Some people that was there seeing what was going on. Dude put out a gun, like, back up with. I'm like, that's the most pussy shit. Then I seen this other video. This dude just hopped out of the car. I don't know if it was in Chicago. I don't know where it was at. some white kid with his 2 black homies that was just on the corner dancing or whatever, chilling. And they just hopped out. And the kid was 12 years old.
Yeah.
Dude hopped out and socked him and then dipped off. I'm like, bruh, the kid had nothing to do with nothing. Like, obviously, he don't come from the racist background. He was there with his 2 black homies just chilling, dancing. Some, you know what I'm saying? Like some hip hop shit. So it's just like the people that's out here doing like that toxic bullshit, getting out here and jumping on the elote mans and random people just punching them off. Like, y'all some pussies. Straight up.
The black people who are at the protest, who are going ham on white people because that are at the protest protesting with you. They
your people. You need, like, let's break this down. Let's keep it all the way 100. We're gonna need some white allies. I'm not trying to sound like Terry Crews. I'm far from all that bullshit.
Yeah.
But we're gonna need people of different nationalities, different ethnicities, or whatever, to help us in this fight for equality for people across the board, especially for black folks. Because we can only, like, as far as being black men or black women, whatever the case may be, we can speak about it and put it out there, and it can only go so far. Yeah. But if another white person hear it come from another white person,
more weight.
It holds more weight because this person looks like me. Yeah. Now I have to question, like, am I living wrong out here?
Yeah.
So it makes you, like, really think about, like, what am I really doing out here? It makes them think a little bit hard about what they're doing. Yeah. So it's like, if they out here trying to protest and hold us down, don't punch, like, that's like shooting yourself in the foot.
You cannot alienate allies.
No, you can't.
That is one of the most ignorant tactics you can do. Listen, if you have that much hatred for the next man, that when the next man supports you, you still want to treat him like shit, your eyes are not open.
Mm-hmm.
I never saw this many white people support black people. I never thought I'd see the day when these people was overseas in the Middle East protesting for black lives, and we're not represented that big over there.
They're coming out.
They're coming out and they're saying enough is enough. These people are going through these things, and you have the audacity to try to offend them when we've finally got enough voices together to create a different type of change. You are the problem. You are the problem. And you need to look yourself in the mirror and realize that you are counterproductive against your own community.
100%.
It's not cool.
No, you gotta put all that nonsense. It's like, you gotta be logical about what's going on. If you just doing shit just like the racism, like you just put the racist tag on all people across the board, like all black people don't steal, all white people ain't racist, all Mexicans ain't gangbangers, all, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can keep on going. Like, all Middle Easterns ain't terrorists. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, stop being ignorant and living a one-track mind.
Yeah.
And it really just comes down to understanding who is our allies and gaining economic power.
Yes.
Once we figure out an economic structure for ourselves and get our own identity, because this is the problem, if we're going to really lay it out there.
Yeah.
Number one, as African Americans, as black folks, as the original Israelites, whatever the fuck you want to call it, like, as we live in America, we have no real identity because we wasn't born in Africa. No. We don't know our original religion. We don't know our original tongue, language, or nothing like that. So we don't really know our original identity. So we need to figure out what's our identity so we can come collectively together. You know what I'm saying? Because when we all like doing this and doing that, and we here and we there, we not on one accord, we can't really operate. Yeah. I strongly advise like y'all to really, because this is nothing new that I'm saying. Yeah. Minister Farrakhan, he spoke on this stuff many times before. Regardless if you agree on his practice, his religion, whatever, he always speaks some truth if you listen. You know what I'm saying? So we need to get that one identity, and then economically figure out what we're trying to do. Like, when we trying to do this voting process, we need to condition somebody to be a horse in the race. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have no horse in the race, number one. So we need to have a horse in the race, condition somebody to be ready. Number two, have what policies we want to be voting on that will work in our favor. Like, everybody else is doing that, but we failed to do that because we worry about the latest J's, the Gucci, the Louis. the baby mom, the boy, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
we're distracted by
we too
a lot
distracted.
of things.
Too distracted.
We're distracted.
So let's keep it 100. It's like, let's get our identity, let's get our economic power, let's get some real estate out here, because honestly, when it comes down to it, you have no fucking board piece on a board if you have no real estate out.
Yeah.
And I'm included in the argument. I'm working on trying to get some shit.
Listen,
you know what I'm saying? So it's like
money in this world is power.
Mm-hmm.
I believe, I don't know, I think, and you know, don't quote me on it, I might be wrong, but I believe that the black community collectively spends $92 million a year in just purchasing things. Mm-hmm. That's a lot of power.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money. If that money is put into the right direction and put behind the right people, now you could get a conversation at the table. Mm-hmm. People are going to take you serious because people take money serious. That's 100%. That's what they value. People took Donald Trump serious because he was a businessman and he had money. You understand what I'm saying? So he's a clown. I'm saying it. He's a clown. But the reason 100%. Why he got a seat at the table was because of his status. So if we can create a power structure within the black community, we'll also get a table at that a seat at that table, and we'll be able to demand certain things, and we'll be able to accomplish a number of things. The problem is, you have people like a Nipsey Hussle who gets killed by another black man. You have a brother like Malcolm X who gets killed by black men.
And then you got people like Kanye just being a distraction.
Who is just being a distraction. We have to take accountability for these clowns. I'm sorry. Kanye West is not... We've already had a conversation about it. I understand that he's bipolar type 1. I understand that he has a mental issue. I understand all of that. But at the end of the day, we have to understand that Kanye West is not an ally to his black people. I can care less about how many black people Kim Kardashian gets out of jail. I can care less that she's going back to school to be going to school to be a lawyer. All of that stuff. I could care less about that because what her husband pushes is detrimental to the community more than it is beneficial. This is the same man who, like my girl pointed out, when he had an album came out, was it when 50 Cent was coming out with an album at the same time? They pretended like they had beef. They pretended like they had issues so that they could sell albums because people are going to listen to see what so and so is saying about so and so on the album. He's doing the same thing. Oh, I don't support Donald Trump no more. But you just went into the White House last year with a MAGA hat on, saying that Donald Trump was like a father to him. Crazy. That you are a father figure and I look up to you. Now you're saying, oh, I don't support nothing that he says. I'm against him. I no longer support him. We're not dumb. We understand that you're putting your name on the ballot so that you can take away votes, black votes, from Joe Biden. You understand what I'm saying?
Aside from that, too, just to add, I think he got an album coming.
He might have an album coming too. So what you have to understand is that is what you call selfish. 100%. He's using this moment for his own benefit. He's not one of us. Back to what I said, accountability. We have to hold Kanye West accountable. People cannot just say, oh, he's this, he's that. I think he's an artist, he's this, he's that. No, you need to stop, open your eyes and see that he's being detrimental to the black community. He's not an ally to us. He is being detrimental. These people shooting up women and children are not allies. They're detrimental. These people who are coming out here and they are making white people feel like I have no place in saying anything about these issues that I feel passionately about. They are not allies. Accountability. Hold these people accountable. If you're killing people, I want you to go to jail. I said it before on a podcast before. You made the decision to be 3/5 of a human being. 3/5 of a human being means you are property of this state. 13th Amendment. You are legal slave. You have done something that allows you to be locked up. You made that decision. You are detrimental.
I was going to tell you, make sure you clear that up because the soundbite of that, you can go left.
You understand what I'm saying? The 13th Amendment. You are a legal slave. You have committed a crime that is going to make you become a legal slave. You're going to lose your right to vote. You're going to lose your freedom. Your life is going to be harder for yourself. But you are detrimental to the community. When you get out there and you see your enemy and there's children behind him and you continue to shoot not caring who is outside and you are taking the life away from little black children, you are a part of the problem. You need to go. We don't need you.
So to sum it up, I don't know if y'all keep seeing me look.
Yeah. I know we on the timeline.
So to sum it up, this is just my opinion that I always put out there.
Yeah.
Is that we need to form our own economy or our own economic system within the economic system of America, as far as black folks.
Yeah.
Like forming our own embassy, you know. And just get some structure. Follow people that's really out here that really knows what they're talking about, like the Tamika Mowry's, the Jay Morrison's. Like he's always putting on good game.
And this will be my 2 cents to that, right? Mm-hmm. Because whenever something like this happens, there's always a power struggle within. We need to create a black board of directors.
100%.
One for each region in California. Let's say San Diego, Los Angeles, San Francisco. Grab somebody that those people value and create that board of directors there. Go to Arizona, go to each one of these states that have a black voice, right? And create a board of directors where these people come to a round table and they talk about the issues in their states and the things that are concerning about black people in their states. And when we come up with a collective vote on what we will push and won't push, just so that it's not a power struggle of who will be the leader.
Exactly, and that's basically what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like we need to come collectively together and form some type of structure, and it's like we can come together and make our own. Our own amendments to agree upon, like and operate within
the black community.
Operate within this system.
Yeah.
And we come to the conclusion, as far as black people, and make our own decision, make our own flag. It might even be this joint right here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we just need to be on one accord when it comes down to it.
Yeah.
Because everybody trying to be a chef in the kitchen, it don't work out.
It's not gonna work.
It's not gonna work out. Something gonna burn.
Yeah.
So on that note, you got anything else to add?
No, man, that's it.
So. I mean, usually we push the limit going across like over an hour or whatever, but somehow we managed to keep it within the bubble because I didn't go and talk about my bullshit. Because I'm good for talking about my bullshit, but you can catch me on social media and see the bullshit that I'm talking about. But aside from that, like I'm always give you the real, the 100. I'm gonna give you some ignorance, but please believe I'm a sneak in that information that you need. You can bet on Dame to always give you like the wisdom.
I go for the juggler, man. You know, I like to get straight to the point with the information and the knowledge because that's just my personality. But I feel like, you know, I've been going ham on social media when it comes to the accountability, when it comes to, you know, standing 10 toes firm on, you know, what's going on. But like I said, you can catch us at the protest for Vanessa Gillian. We will be there. My brother got the GoPro and stuff like that. We're gonna be able to catch some footage down there. And the truth of the matter is, the reason why I wanted to go down there, and we can end on this without me going into a deep soliloquy about it, is that I saw a lot of our brown brothers and sisters complaining about we don't stand with them when things happen in their community and with their people. And I'm making it a point that we go down there to show them that there are black people who stand with you the same 100%. Way you have stood with us.
100%.
So we're gonna go down there. We're gonna social distance for sure. We're gonna have masks, hand sanitizer, gloves, everything.
We're gonna have some independence pending masks.
We're gonna have some independence pending masks. We're gonna have some
DSTM podcast masks.
All that stuff. We're gonna be down there in full effect, and we're gonna give you guys an in-depth look on what's going on during these protests and how, you know, change is coming about and how unity is important. So until then,
make sure before we close out, make sure you like and subscribe, and share the page. Go follow us on IG on DSTM podcast, and just spread the word.
Spread the word.
And make sure y'all connect with one of us on the stuff, and then the DSTM podcast shirt is coming soon. Yeah. Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast. So to the next time.
Bang, 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 bang.
Blah.